Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling completely drained, even though nothing obviously bad happened? Maybe everyone was smiling, laughing, and acting friendly, yet something about the interaction didn't sit right with you. You couldn't explain it at first, but deep down, it felt like everyone was performing instead of being themselves. If that sounds familiar, you're far from alone. One reason some people struggle to build friendships is that they naturally notice things others overlook. Tiny changes in someone's tone, forced laughter, contradictory body language, or compliments that don't quite feel genuine can stand out immediately. While many people brush these moments aside, your mind keeps collecting them, quietly asking whether the person in front of you is really being honest. Psychologists have found that people who are highly self-aware and emotionally observant often pay closer attention to subtle social cues. Rather than simply hearing what someone says, they instinctively compare words with actions, facial expressions, and behavior over time. When those pieces don't match, trust becomes much harder to build. It's not that you're searching for flaws in everyone you meet. Instead, your brain naturally looks for consistency, because consistency is what creates a feeling of safety. When someone's personality changes depending on who they're talking to, or when kindness suddenly disappears, the moment another person leaves the room, it's difficult to ignore. This can make modern social life surprisingly exhausting. Many friendships begin with light conversation, polite smiles, and trying to fit into a group. For most people, that's simply part of getting to know someone. But if authenticity matters deeply to you, those early stages can feel emotionally empty. You may find yourself wondering why everyone seems comfortable pretending to be someone they're not just to be accepted. Instead of feeling excited about making new friends, you start feeling like you're surrounded by people hiding behind carefully crafted versions of themselves. Over time, this creates a difficult choice. You can either ignore your instincts and force yourself to stay in relationships that don't feel genuine, or you can step away and accept being alone for a while. Many people choose the first option because they fear loneliness more than disappointment. But others simply can't do it. Every forced conversation feels heavier than silence, and every fake smile feels like wasted emotional energy. That's why spending an evening alone often feels more peaceful than spending it with people who leave you feeling emotionally disconnected. Ironically, this tendency is frequently misunderstood. Others may assume you're antisocial, judgmental, or difficult to get close to. In reality, you're often protecting something much more valuable than your social image: your peace of mind. You aren't expecting perfection from people. You understand that everyone has flaws. What becomes difficult is investing your time in relationships built on appearances instead of honesty. For you, trust isn't created through constant interaction. It's created when someone's words consistently match their actions. The interesting part is that this doesn't mean you dislike people. In fact, people who value authenticity often care deeply about others. They simply want relationships where they don't have to question motives or wonder what's being said after they leave the room. They'd rather have one genuine friend than dozens of acquaintances who only know a carefully edited version of them. And while that approach can make friendship harder to find, it also creates relationships that are far more meaningful when they finally happen. But noticing fake behavior is only the beginning. Even when people are completely genuine, another challenge quietly makes connection much harder: